Hi everybody, my name is Stefanie Tovar and I am thrilled to be here to support you all in applying deep belly breathing into your classroom and into daily life. This is brought to you by United to Learn with a generous donation from Ty. So, deep belly breathing can really help children in emotional self-regulation. It helps lower cortisol levels because of the long inhales and exhales, activates the prefrontal cortex, which is this part of the brain right here, which is the rational thinking mind, and deactivates the amygdala, which is a fight or flight response to life. That's the impulsive nature of us. So if you ever need to soothe your students to a place that's a little bit more calm, reflective, maybe even preparing them for things like nap time or listening to some music, anything that requires deep reflection, this practice can really help get you and the students there. So I would recommend, if y'all have them, these wellness buddies. These can really support students in having something outside of themselves to focus their attention on. Another aspect of deep belly breathing is it can help students who have had traumatic backgrounds to really have something tangible and exterior to focus their attention and their awareness on. If you do not have this teaching tool, by all means, more than fine to utilize the hands or another aspect. Maybe it's a piece of paper that's placed on the hands, just something to help focus on the motion in and out, because that is really what's helping activate the eyes. It has the eyes somewhere to track, especially if closing the eyes can be something that jars students back into traumatic events of the past or anxiousness of what's to come. So what I would suggest that y'all do is to cue the students to the awareness that they would be practicing deep belly breathing. If they have a wellness buddy, getting that now, or if they could interlace their hands if you don't have that tool. And then what would happen is potentially dimming the lights or lowering the shades, but telling the students that is what you're going to do first. Oftentimes from a trauma-informed standpoint, that's just really helpful to tell the students what to expect. And so what you can then tell them to do, there's two options depending on space and in knowing your students. What they could do is maybe sit in their chairs, but it's a little bit more of a reclined position so that they can have that access of the belly moving up on the inhale and down on the exhale. Or if there is space and you think the students can do this with less classroom management needs, you can have them lying down on the floor. Now, if this was the case, well, y'all know, making sure that there's that arm space, making sure that you're walking around the room to ensure that the behavior is so that students are supported in being safe and supported in their own, keeping their hands to themselves and things of that nature. I will go ahead and demonstrate lying down with my knees bent, and that also is meant to acknowledge the fact that space may be limited in your classroom. So lying down, again, students can have their hands interlaced and placing them right at the navel or that wellness buddy there. And if they have the wellness buddy, have the students hold onto the wellness buddy at first and maybe pay attention to the texture in their hands. Notice I have not cued eyes closed just yet, right? And then once they have that, you can have them sense, the texture, the temperature, maybe give it a squeeze. And then they can explore the breath, taking the biggest inhale they can, filling up their belly with air, and then biggest exhale, letting out all stale air. Big inhale, filling up, new moment. Big exhale, clearing out old moments. And that's how we can help affirm the here and now, the present moment, especially for students that may have traumatic backgrounds or who may be just quite anxious, worried about what's to come. This can help them acknowledge the present moment. Maybe their fingers are pointed towards the sky with the hands grazing the body, and they could feel it rise and fall even on their hands. Inhale, rise. Exhale, ease. Students, they could keep their eye gaze straight up to the ceiling. Maybe they look down at their wellness buddy. Maybe they close their eyes. Now again, depending on your classroom, maybe you don't cue eyes closed at all. Maybe you have them specifically look at their wellness buddy. If they're lying down, they look at the ceiling. This helps soothe their nervous system by having the eye gaze focused at one point. So that you know with the longer exhales, they are lowering their cortisol levels. They're literally changing their chemistry. And hopefully you get to practice this too, to support you in being well, being in a relaxed state, letting go the potential stressors of your day, maybe moments of frustration, to help breathe in new breaths of support for you and all the students you get to reach. Oftentimes, I choose for this to be the opportunity for them to, towards the end, lift up their wellness buddy, turn it around and taking a look at it. Or if you only have them using their interlaced hands, uplifting their hands, taking a look at this support and seeing that this support is here at any time if they should need it or desire it, to support them in finding calm. Maybe you have them place it on their chest, bringing their hands placed one on top of the other on their chest. Have them think of one thing that they're grateful for. Filling up with all that it is, that one thing. Maybe they could see it, smell it, taste it, utilizing their senses. Or you can have them think of one thing that they know to be truly lovely about themselves, and that they could give themselves a big old hug and the wellness buddy a big old hug. I tend to like the swing side to side. It supports that extra bit of soothing support for students. And then we could, if the students' eyes are closed, allow for them to, or cue for them to flicker their eyes open, allowing light to enter in, slowly coming up to one arm and then up to their cross-legged seated shape, crisscross applesauce. So I hope that was supportive to you all in soothing not only the students but yourself in finding calm, finding those opportunities to press the reset button on your day and to help bring everyone into a state of well-being. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a day filled with wellness. Goodbye.